I made many final tables in the last few years, and without these tips, I couldn't have done it. The mental game is really important for making deep runs, because if you are not well prepared mentally, you're gonna suffer a lot. At the first problem, you're gonna quit. So to be able to go through all the downswings, you need to understand that you're gonna lose more than you're gonna win, but in the long run, if you are good enough, you're gonna win. So, okay, you play bad one hand, you make one mistake, maybe you realize after that or think that could be a mistake. It's okay, everybody make mistakes. That's not what it matters. What it matters is what you do after that you made the mistake. You cannot have that hand there. Otherwise, you're gonna be on tilt because you knew what to do, but then you didn't do it for whatever reason. And then you're gonna become angry and upset at the same time, and then you're gonna be making wrong decisions, one follow to the other. So it's very important to be prepared and knowing that we all make mistakes. Reading opponents, if it's not the most important, is the second one, because the first important thing for me would be mentality, but then the second one, or at the same level, would be reading opponents, because you can get a lot of information from the players depending on the moment of the tournament, but I would say you can get the information from the start, and then you know how that person thinks, and then you can use it in moments that are very key moments, like bubble or close to the final table, because if they know experience, if they told you this, they don't play much, or if they told you that they're not gonna make another bullet if they bust. I mean, talking, even though if it's like things outside of poker, you can get a lot of information that you can use it in a crucial moments in the tournament. If you are a big stack on the bubble, for example, you can put a lot of pressure on the medium and short stacks, because the very short ones, they don't wanna bust, because it doesn't matter for them to double up that much. They're gonna have a very, very, very strong hand. So when they go all in, obviously, you need to call very, very tight, like just with the very good ones. Even though the medium stacks, they are in a good position to double up, they also need to have a very strong hand in order to do that. Otherwise, you're gonna be able to put a lot of pressure on them, because they have people shorter than them. In the opposite side, I remember once I was 7 blinds on the bubble, and I was gonna be big blind. It was no point for me to double up, because even though if I double up with 7 blinds, I'm not gonna do much more. For me, it was more important to make the money. So I ended up winning that tournament because I knew I didn't have to put on risk my tournament. I folded my big blind because I didn't have to call. And luckily, I went into the money and I won that one. It was the high roller for Portugal. Choosing the right game is very important in order to get deep runs. Because if you are playing a 10,000, let's say, tournament, and you are gonna be afraid to put your chips on risk, then that's gonna make you play bad, and you're not gonna have good results. The buy-in amount that it makes you feel comfortable to play like you think it has to be played a hand. If you have to bluff for all your chips, you have to do it, then do it. Don't think, oh, but the buy-in is 2,000 and I couldn't afford to pay again, and then I'm gonna be walking around with nothing to do, and I have to say to all my friends that I busted. I'm bluffing, you know? If you think about this, when you jump in a tournament, that's not your tournament. You should go down.
Do you often fire many bullets, or are you willing to?
No, I'm never willing to fire a lot of bullets, but if I have to, I do it. Every bullet is like you jump in a new tournament. Doesn't matter if it was 3 times the same one. You need to play as much as you can when you are in a festival in order to make it profitable. So if you're happy to play 1,000 tournament buy-in, that means that you are prepared to play the bullets that you need to. There is no magic formula to make a deep runs. I think every person needs their own path. And even though I tell you what to do, you need to do it yourself. So at the beginning, you're probably gonna get tilt or upset when you bust. But if you keep doing it, and if you are strong enough, mentally strong enough, and you resist, then it will get to the point that experience will matter in this. If this happened a few years before, there's no way I would deal with this situation like I'm dealing now. So I know my progress, and now I'm like surprised myself how good I take it. Sometimes I surprise myself. I'm like, wow, I don't feel what I felt when I started. It's a path, yeah. You cannot shortcut it. You have to go through that.